Hello everyone. In today's video, we are going to discuss about one more advanced data structure or an advanced tree by name splay tree. To start off, let me define the splay tree first. Splay tree can be defined as, we can define a splay tree as an self It can be defined as a self-organizing or a self-adjusting binary search tree. With an additional property that the recently accessed key in the sense the recently accessed element will be the root node. This is the definition that we can associate with a splay tree. Let me repeat it once again. A splay tree is a self-organizing or a self-adjusting binary search tree. Note that it is a binary search tree. It is a self-organizing binary search tree with an additional property that the recently accessed key or the recently accessed element will always be the root node. The second point about splay tree I can say is splay tree is not a strictly balanced binary search tree. It is not a strictly balanced binary search tree. Maybe in my previous video we have discussed about a strictly balanced binary search tree by name AVL. There are so many other binary trees like a red-black tree or a 2-3 tree, which are the balanced binary search tree. But whereas splay is not a strictly balanced binary search tree. What do you mean by a strictly balanced binary search tree? The meaning of strictly balanced binary search tree is that in worst case, to perform any operation, it takes log time. But whereas in case of a splay tree, as I have defined that, as I have told, it is not a strictly balanced binary search tree. The amortized time means the average of the n operation, if it is taken into consideration, then the amortized time would be log n time. But it is not a strictly balanced binary search tree as compared to an AVL tree or a red-black tree or a 2-3 tree. So this is about the second point in case of the splay tree. In case of a splay tree, we can perform the regular operation that we have done in case of a binary search tree, whether the operation might be an insertion operation or it might be a deletion operation or it might be a search operation. We can perform the regular operations that we have done in a binary search tree. But apart from doing that regular operation, with each of those operations, after performing the operation, we should perform the rotation operation. And that rotation operation, here we call it as splaying. So note that in case of a splay tree, after performing any operation, that is, it might be the insertion operation or it might be a deletion operation or it might be a search operation. After doing this operation, after performing this regular operation, we need to perform the rotation. We need to perform the rotation operation. Note that this rotation operation is called as splaying. We need to perform this rotation operation. Why we need to perform the rotation operation? Because it says that it has an additional property such that the recently accessed key or the element will be it has to be the root node. So in order to make that recently accessed key or the element as a root node, we need to perform this rotation operation. We need to perform the rotation operation such that the recently accessed key becomes the root node. Becomes the root. So this is about the definition of a splay tree. What we have done is we have introduced a word by name splaying. What is this splaying? This splaying is nothing but the rotation operation that we have done in case of an AVL tree. But as compared to an AVL tree, we have two more rotation operation associated in case of a splay tree. There we saw that it was a single and double rotation. Here we have an additional rotation operation. First we will see what are the different types of splaying operation or the different types of rotation operation that can be performed, that we can perform in case of a splay tree. First, let me take an example of a binary search tree, because a splay tree is a binary search tree. So, let me take a binary search tree with root node as 20. I will have the left child as 10, 5, 15, 25, 30. Now, assume that this is my binary search tree, and I need to perform a search operation. Let me associate, let me explain the concept of splaying with respect to search. In my next video, we'll see the splaying operation with respect to the insertion and deletion operation. Let me assume that my objective is to search 10. Search the key 10 in this particular binary search tree. I know that this is my reference node. My reference node is 20, which is my root node. So in order to search 10, what we do? We start with root node, compare 10 with 20. 10 is less than 20, so we have to come to the left subtree. Now I got 10 here. So this is my search. So note that I have told that we need to perform the regular operation as compared to binary search tree. After performing the regular operation, I need to perform the rotation operation so that I make the recently accessed key or the recently accessed element as the root node. Now in this particular case, as I am searching 10, after searching 10, the search operation is complete. Now I need to make this 10 as the root node. Now, how to make this 10 as the root node? Perform a right rotation. Note this right rotation in case of a splay tree is called as the zig operation. So after searching 10, once I get 10, the parent of this 10, okay, we need to perform the zig operation for this parent of 10. Parent of 10 was 20, so I need to perform so after performing a zig operation, so we make 10 as the root node, and 20 will be the right child of 10, and to the right side of 20 I have 25 and 35. Now coming to the left side of 10 is 5 remains as it is, but note that the right child of 10 was 15, right child of 10 is 15. Now this 15 becomes the left child of 20 because it has to be a binary search tree. So I need to have this 15 as the left child of 20. So this is about the first splaying operation called as zig, or I can say this is the first rotation operation that we can associate with a splay tree by name zig. Zig is nothing but the right rotation that we have performed in case of an AVL tree. So this is about the zig operation. let me go to the next operation. Next operation. The next operation is by name ZAG. The next operation is by name ZAG. Now, in case of ZAG, let me take the same example, but apart from searching 10, let me search 25. Let me search 25. Now, note that if there is a binary search tree, I compare 25 with root node. 25 is greater than 20, so I should go for the right subtree. In the right subtree, okay, the first node that I got is 25. So my search operation is complete here. I got this node. Now I should make the parent, maybe I should make this 25 as the parent, as the root node. So in order to make this 25 as parent, I need to perform a left rotation. I need to perform a left rotation on the parent here. The parent is this 20. I need to perform a left rotation. This left rotation is called as ZAG. So after performing a left rotation, 25 becomes the parent, that is the root node. 35 will be on the right side of 25 as it is. Now left side of 25 will be 20, and to the left of 20, 10, left of 10, 5, right of 10, 15. As there was no left child to this 20, so this will be as it is. If there was any left child to this 25, then that left child, the left subtree of this 25 would be the right subtree of node 20. Anyway, as there is nothing to the left side of 25, so it remains as it is. So 25 becomes the root node. To the right of 25 there is 35, and this 20 becomes the left child of 25, and the remaining things remains as it is. Note that this is called as the ZAG operation. ZAG operation is nothing but the left operation that we have done in case of an AVL tree. Now moving to the next playing or the next rotation operation is called as zig-zig. This is the third one. To explain zig-zig, let me take an example to search node 5, or to search key 5 in this binary search tree. Now if you see this, 5 is at this position. So note that when the node to be searched has a parent and 5 has a grandparent, then we are supposed to use this zig-zig rotation, or there is similar to zig-zig, there is a zag-zag rotation. So what we are supposed to do with the zig-zig rotation is, zig-zig means you need to perform right rotation twice. You need to perform the right rotation twice with respect to the grandparent of 5. So 5 parent is 10, 5 parent is 10, and 5 grandparent is 20. Now what you are supposed to do? Note that you are not supposed to perform a zig operation with respect to parent of 5. If you perform a zig operation with respect to 5's parent, then 5 will occupy this position and 10, 15 will be the right child. You are not supposed to do that. You are supposed to perform a right operation at the grandparent of the searched node. So the search node is 5. So I need to perform a zig-zig rotation. Now what I will do? First I will perform a zig rotation. Now if I perform a zig rotation, what happens? 10 becomes parent. 10 becomes the root node. 20, 25, 35. Now this right child of 10 will now be the left child of 20. Now 5, 2. Note that this is not complete. this is zig zig. I have just performed only zig, one zig. Now perform one more zig. One more zig. So if you perform one more zig, what happens? 5 becomes the root node. 10 will be the right child. 20 will be the right child of 10. 15 the left child of 20. 25. 35. And left of 5 as 2. So this is zig zig. This is the zig zig rotation operation that can be performed on that we performed in case of a split tree. So moving on to the next one. The next one is called as zag zag. Let me take an example, maybe the same example here, but rather than searching 5, let us search 35. Let us search 35. Note that 35 has a parent, okay, and 35 has grandparent. So note that both this zig zig and zag zag rotation comes into picture when the recently accessed node has a grandparent. So now in this case, what we are supposed to do, first perform a zag at the grandparent. So what happens? 25. So first is the normal search operation. Anyway, the search element is 35. I compare 35 with 20 greater, compare 35 with 25 greater, compare 35 with 35, it matches. So the recently accessed is 35. So I need to make this as the root node. So first zag operation. So 25 becomes a parent, 20 will be the left child, and all other things, this remains as it is. 10, 5, 15, 2, and this will be 35. So this is the first zag operation. Next, one more zag operation. 35 parent, 25, 20, 10, 15, 5 and 2. So this is about the zag operation. We are left out with the two more operations. Quickly we'll see what are those other two operations. Let me take the next operation as zig zag. Let me take the next operation as the zig zag operation. We'll take an example for this. Yeah, let us take this particular example to make us understand how exactly the zigzag operation works. Let me consider that my objective is to search 22 in this binary search tree. Now, how to search 22? Now compare 22 with root node, it is greater. Compare 22 with 25, it is less. Compare 22 with 22, it matches. Now the search operation is done. Now after searching, I need to display. Now here, now what you are supposed to do, the first you need to perform a zig operation. Zig operation means this is if you perform a zig operation with 22 parent is 25. Now do a zig operation. If you do a zig operation, 20. Now my objective is to make this 22 as a root node, because recently accessed key was 22. I need to make 22 as the root node. First, I need to perform a zig operation. Do a write operation here. First. So 20 remains as it is. So the entire left subtree unchanged. 10, 5, 15, 2, 7. Now only change is this. So 22 occupies the position of 25. 25 will be the right child of 22, and 35 will be the right child of 25. Now left 22, this 21 here only. Now what about 23? 23 will become the left child of 25, because it has to be a binary search tree. It has to. I can't have this 23 to the right side of 21, because the 23 is greater than 22, so it has to be on the right side. Now I am done with zig. Now do a zag operation. Now if you do a zag operation, now you need to perform a left rotation. Left means okay. Now rotate. So 22 became the root node. All the right side, all the subtree to the right side of 22 remains as it is. Now 22 left child will be 20 first. So 20 left side remains as it is. 10, 5, 15, 2 and 7. Only thing, this 22 which was the left child of 22, this 21 which was the left child of 22 will now be the right child of this its parent. Yeah. So note that this is a zigzag operation. Similar to zigzag operation, we can associate one more operation by name zag. Hope you can make out. Okay, it is zag zig. Perform a left rotation first and then the right rotation. What key? Okay, what key you need to, first you need to perform, okay, let me take it as 15. Search 15. This should be fine. Okay, compare 15 with 20, less, compare 15 with 10, greater, I got 15. Now I should make this 15 as the parent node. So perform what you are supposed to do, perform a zag rotation to its parent. So zag rotation in the sense, now 20 will be root node, the entire right subtree remains as it is. Now the left child of 20 became 15 because I have performed a zag rotation. Now 10, 5, 2, 7. Now what you are supposed to do, once you perform a zag, now perform a zig rotation. That is the right rotation. 15 became parent, 20 the right child. This entire thing will be the right subtree of 20. 25, 22, 35, 21, 23. Now these things. 10. Luckily 25 does not have any right subtree. If there was a right subtree to 15, then it would have been the left subtree for 20. This is about the zag-zig rotation. So note that I am repeating. In case of a splay tree, we perform the normal operation that we do in case of a binary search tree. But after performing that particular operation, we make sure that the recently accessed key will become the root node. So to make the recently accessed key or the node as the root node, we can perform 6 different types of rotation. First one was zig, second one was zag, third one was zig-zig, fourth one was zag-zag, fifth one is zigzag, and finally zag-zig rotation. So this is about the different types of rotation that we can associate with respect to splay tree. Now coming to the application. Now coming to the application of the splay tree. Where exactly we can use the concept of this splay tree? Note that I have defined the splay tree as the recently accessed element becomes the root node. That means whatever recent access data, whatever data that you have accessed recently, it should be available within a constant time. So one such application where we can use this concept of splay tree is the cache memory. Note that in case of cache memory, generally the cache memory is very much faster when compared to main memory, because all the recently accessed data will be available in case of the cache memory. So the first application just list, okay, some of the application. The first application is the cache memory. Second one, I can say display can also be used in case of the routing table. I can just write it as a network routing table. Once you are familiar with the concept of the routers, in case of computer network, all router maintains a table which take a decision where the packet should be forwarded next, and that decision taking table is called as the routing table. Even in the configuration or in building the networking routing table, we use the concept of splay tree. And the third application is we can use this in the virtual memory management. So these are some of the application, okay, that we can associate with respect to splay tree. Hope this is clear. Thank you.